Kelvin, good to see you. As always, a lot seems to have happened since we last caught up, so a few topics to cover today, but let's start with season tickets and details announced for next season.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times. As always, it's a good chance for people to renew early, and we're encouraging that. Obviously, the video I think that you guys produced was really, really good, and it showed a lot about what Northampton's about, in my opinion. Really enjoyed seeing people and their stories and people connecting that way with the club. So, I think the season ticket offer, as always, offers good value for money, and we're excited and we're very proud of our season ticket holders.
And there's been a feel-good factor on the pitch for a few years now, and Kevin Nolan coming in next year, of course, his first full season only adds to that.
Yeah, I think Kevin's done well, and I think he's already connected with the fans. I've been really impressed. He's a presence anyway. He's around the club. He's with the players, so I think we've had some decent results, and we've definitely not conceded as many, shall we say. So we've got an important 15 games to go now, and I think everyone's right behind him. It's been encouraging to see.
And with attendances still healthy, 7,600 plus in last Saturday, an opportune time to become a season ticket holder.
Yeah, for sure. And those are the games where how important it is to be a season ticket holder, when Hollywood, as it were, comes into town. But it was good. It was good atmosphere, and we would have much preferred a better result and performance for 10 minutes, but in terms of the goals conceded. But in realistic terms, it was a good event, and people were excited to be here.
We're here in the lounge in the LCS Stand, looking fantastic. I'm sure people can see over your shoulder and see how good the room's looking. It feels almost ready. It looks almost ready. What's the latest?
Yeah, no, we are. We're very close. We're very close, and we will. It looks like we will open ahead of schedule in terms of the first quarter 25. There's always a ramp up. There's training periods. We were trying to get in. We're definitely trying to get people in this weekend, especially in the boxes. And we've actually sold the boxes, and we were hoping to get there, but I don't think we're going to get across the line because the reality is, and I've said from the start, because it's actually my neck on the block, as it were, I've said from the start, we want to get as open as quickly as possible, and we might be slightly ambitious in trying to get people in as quickly as possible, but what we won't sacrifice is safety, and that's from GRS's perspective, from the council's perspective, from our perspective, and especially from my perspective, in terms of things like fire and evacuations and police and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's all. Everybody feeds into the safety advisory group. It's a big operation, the safety advisory group, and it's important for us to make sure that we're working hand in hand with those. And again, we would have loved to have done it, but there's the fire report is a 100 and something page document. And that there's no issues with the report. It's actually the reading and the fire officer being comfortable that he's read it and he understands it, and then he has an audit, etc. So timing's been a bit against us this week, but as you can see, as people can see now, and everyone can see that we're there, and it will be staged in a sense of that we'll probably open hospitality boxes. Maybe even, maybe the boardroom, not sure about the boardroom yet, and then, we've got the accessible spaces, and then we've got the concourse downstairs. So we've actually gone top down in terms of getting things done. And, but I would expect that I would hope that the whole stadium is open ahead of schedule.
So, although exact specific dates, the timings for those are actually out of the club's hands, for now it will be a phased opening, so it'll happen in stages over the next few weeks.
We think so. It depends. Again, it depends on the sign off, and it depends on safety advisory, and in conjunction with the safety advisory group. So we will, but we'll announce. So what we'd like to do is there's a couple of things that we've talked about together in the sense of what we want to make sure we do. We want to get it open. We want to get it open before the deadline, which I think is achievable. we want people to see it. So we want people in the boxes, we want people in hospitality, we want our accessible, seats full up. We want the boardroom open, we want the concourse open, so people can see it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have, I think we've talked about maybe a fans forum event or a Q&A session, which will include a tour, maybe a walking tour, so fans can see it. I know there's a business club event that we're looking to hold as well in the LCS Stand. So there'll be a lot of activity once we do get that official sign off. There'll be a lot of activity, but I think people will be pleased and proud, and we're definitely proud of where we've ended up. I think it's exciting to see, and I think people can see it for themselves and enjoy it and experience it.
It's tantalising and close now, but a theme throughout the whole process has been to do it right rather than do it quickly. And I don't think anyone can argue that it's not been done right, looking at how nice it looks. But that it's important that ethos, that mantra stays in place until the very conclusion.
Yeah, I don't think there's many fans that will say that it's been done quickly, this stand, to be fair, but in terms of from the start when it was all broken down, and you've shared some images of what it was when we took it over and took the club over and what it is now, which is a remarkable difference, and that's a long period of time. The reality is that the build project and the time since we signed the land is a short period of time, and we've always said we would finish it, and that remain, and we're so happy to be this close. Everybody has worked hard. Avril, in charge of the stadium, James, they've worked tremendously hard, long nights just to get, and GRS to get to this point, and now it's just a case of making sure all the reports are and all the right people see the reports, and then I can be comfortable. As a club, we can be comfortable that we can invite people in and they can enjoy themselves, and that's the important thing. And sometimes it's the little things around. For example, the parking, people will see it. There's some fencing we've had to put up because we need to make sure nobody went into the drainage ditch, and that's a safety issue, and we get it. Typically we didn't think we were going to have to put that fencing up, but we've got a temporary Harris fencing up there, and it looks fine. It works in the interim, and there'll be some bushes that will come up, but those are the sort of things you pick up as you go along through the safety process. So, and that's the important part. The important part is we can bring people in safely. Everyone's comfortable with it. Everyone's signed it off, and we don't have any issues. And I'm very comfortable with the team here, with Avril in charge of the stadium for a long period of time now, and she knows it. But this is just a new facility, and we've got to make sure that we're comfortable and welcoming and excited about opening it and getting it going.
And just finally, Kelvin, we always say quarter 1 2025 will be the opening. We're only halfway through that period of time, and it must be an enormous pride to sit in a lounge looking as fantastic as this, knowing that the opening is imminent.
100%. I'll be honest, I'll be open. I'm back here last couple of games, and I would love to have been in here, with it open, and we'd had some stuff planned for the weekend, but we won't sacrifice safety. And nobody involved in the project, council, safety advisory group, GRS, football club, we just won't sacrifice it. So we need to make sure it's signed off, we're good to go, and it's frustrating a little bit because we would have liked people in there, and people have spent some money, which we compensate and things like that. But apart from that, I think everyone will appreciate that. Everyone will appreciate there'll be some frustration, I think, for this weekend, as there is for us. But everyone will appreciate that it's a process, and these projects do tend to take a little bit of extra time sometimes, and so. But we're very happy. We're very excited. We would have liked to have been in there because we think we're close enough. We'd like to have been in there, but we will be before the deadline. So we can't really say too much and be that disappointed because we've been quite clear on our deadlines, and I think fingers crossed, touch wood, I think these tables are real wood, so I think we'll get there.
Thank you.